Good morning. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter. Let's give our amazing band some love. Linda Ely on piano, Matt on drums, and we have Stephen Signian on bass. Sounds of Spirit. Woo! We might as well get started dancing early, right? Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Let in the dawn of humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Here we go now. Woo! Tide is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Let in the dawn of humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I can't tell the strength anymore. I gotta shout it out loud. I know now what I came here for, and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about joy, it's about kindness and strength. It's about passion, it's about helping, it's about knowing your friends. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about lending a hand. Lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Dawn in the humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Dawn in the humankind. Swing wide the doors in this heart of mine. I'm not worried about it anymore. I gotta shout it out loud. I know now just what I came in for, and what this life is about. 'Cause it's about love, it's about joy, it's about kindness and strength. It's about patience, it's about passion, it's about helping a friend. It's about love, it's about joy, it's about leading the way. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about making your way and lending a hand. Oh, swing wide the doors, the time is right. choir on fire! I want you to join with us and sing along with Day by Day. Hey, here we go. Day by day, day by day. Oh dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day. Let's give it to the band. Day by day, day by day. Oh dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, day by day, more dearly, day by day, more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Day by day, oh dear Lord, things I pray, to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more dearly, day by day, by day 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 by
Good morning. I felt like I was on a loop. Day by day. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Universal Spirit Center. Happy Easter. Glad that you're with us this morning. I'm Kevin Busey. I have the great joy and honor to be the spiritual leader of our community, and I welcome you. So whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here with us. We're so glad that you're with us here this morning. And we're going to go through a couple quick announcements, and then we'll get on to the music and the party, right? So today's Welcome Back Sunday. So we've invited everyone to come back. We have a brunch after this gathering. So we invite you to stay for the brunch afterwards. Hope you're able to do that, an Easter brunch. A couple announcements. One is that we're looking for a family or a person to take in Ukrainian refugees. There's about a number of them that are waiting across the border in Tijuana, and we've been contacted and asked if there's anyone that can take in refugees. If you're able to do that, then what we figured as a community, we could just really love them, wrap services around them, really support the person or the family or the people. So see me afterwards if that's something that you feel like you might be able to do. Okay, I'm going to have Pat share about a class that she's...
I'm going to teach a poetry class. It's for 5 Mondays, And we'll be doing a little bit of writing, introduction to different poems. Be able to open up the mystery of poetry a little bit. I'll give you a few, we have spiritual tools, we'll have poetic tools too, to open up to the fire so that you will understand and appreciate poetry wherever you are. This is not a critique workshop, but bring your tablets or your journals or whatever, okay? And we're going to have a great, beautiful time. So I hope you can come. 5 Mondays.
Sign up. Have them sign up.
Oh, sorry. Sign up at the table in the back. Yeah, minor detail. Okay. So if I know I have 4 people or 24. Okay.
All right. Good morning, Universal Spirit Center. Whee! My name is James. I'm going to be helping out with the Pride Committee, and we need your support. We want to be included in this year's Pride 2022. There's a sign-up sheet in the back, so come see me. Thank you. Happy Easter.
Thank you, James. My name is Bob Moses. I have the rest of your announcements, or Bob Lee, whatever you want to call me. So are you interested in a certified class, Spiritual Practices with Rev Cher and Lee Armentrout, sharing facilitation sometime in May? So we're looking for you to sign up in the sheet in the back if you're interested. You're going to try to get comfortable with affirmative prayer and many ways to connect to Spirit. Spirit in Action, our youth versus government. During Earth Month, we will be joining together with the Episcopal Diocese of San Diego to watch and discuss an important documentary film about climate justice. The joint screening will be held on Saturday, April 23rd from 6 to 8:15, and a discussion will follow. If you're interested, please sign up the Yes table in the back or outside. Kitchen Conversations, April 20th, online and in person, a one-on-one with the founder of Sherry's Closet, how to support, get involved, and spread the word. Our REP, or Racial Equality Project, has an action for this month. Watch the video on our page, Martin Luther King Jr.'s A Letter from Birmingham Jail, a seminal civil rights piece written intentionally on the margins of a newspaper. And that's it for the announcements, except for my Easter joke. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I have one more announcement. That's my joke. No. Sages saunter to the Carlsbad Flower Fields Wednesday, April 20th at 10 a.m. Join our seniors from our center for a stroll through the stunning flower fields. See the orchid greenhouse, shop the garden center, enjoy a tractor pull wagon ride through the fields, and a lunch together at a local restaurant. Sign up or see Sherry at the table outside. So now for my joke. What do you call a bunch of rabbits marching backwards? I don't know what. A receding hairline.
As I get up on the platform, was that planned? So I'm going to invite you to stand. Turn around and face our camera and welcome all of you who join us online. Thanks for being a part of our community. We're glad that you're with us. Stay standing and welcome each other to Universal Spirit Center. I know.
Thanks for taking us off. Does everybody know he's my brother because he's the other black man here?
Oh, I've been telling people as they come in. I've been entertained Gino's brothers here, but also that. What can you say? Okay, so you're up here. We're going to go into it now. We're going to go in and call in the angels. Yeah. All right. All right. Spreading some of that Easter joy. Okay, everyone's making their way back to their seats. So in New Thought, we can acknowledge Easter as kind of our story. It's the resurrection of the light, the divine within us, the rising up of light, above story, above illusion, above the lies that we've been told about ourselves or each other. So I'm going to invite you in this moment, this sacred moment of the energies of Easter and Passover and Ramadan. I invite you to breathe into your heart. So just we're in the energies of, we're in sacred energies now. And we open within our bodies, we open to sacred energy. We open to divine presence. We open to light. So on this Easter morn, let's invite in the experience of light. Let's invite in beings of light, maybe our ancestors who have passed on, to gather around us, to remind us as we remember our own rising up.
Just take this breath. Calling the angels, calling the angels, calling the angels. Calling the angels, with my right hand, Michael, my left hand, Gabriel, before me, Uriel, behind me, Raphael, all in the angels. Calling the angels, and within me almighty love, and within me almighty love, and within me almighty love, and within me almighty love. Calling the angels.
Within me, almighty love. How good it is this Easter morning to awaken, to come aware of, to feel the rising of the divine, to feel the rising of the Almighty, to feel the rising of absolute and perfect love here and now. Right here within me, right here within each person gathered in person and online, right here within all of the hands that it takes to make today happen. And knowing this, how good it is to know the rising of divine love, the rising of divine awakening, the rising of divine truth across the planet. To each person affected by war and injustice in Ukraine, in Russia, and elsewhere, to each person fighting whatever struggle, how good it is to know that the divine is rising, that the divine is meeting itself, that light and love and goodness and joy flow from and through us to enfold and envelop and uplift. And how good it is to know that as we create this together, that as we collectively awaken, collectively allow the divine to rise within, so we lift it up here and across the planet, here and to everyone else.
And as we all take that in, let's just hum. Calling the angels, calling the angels, calling the angels, calling the angels. At my right hand, Michael. At my right hand, Michael. At my left hand, Gabriel. At my left hand, Gabriel. Before me, Uriel. Before me, Uriel. Behind me, Raphael. Behind me, Raphael. Calling the angels. Just let your heart open wide. Calling the angels. And within me, almighty love. 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 Calling the angels right now. Calling the angels. Calling the angels. Calling the angels.
Morning is by Dr. Ernest Holmes. I rise and go forth into the dawn of the new day, filled with faith and assurance in the all-good. I arise, I sing with joy. I proclaim the one life in all and through all. I arise, I shout with gladness that is within me. I declare this day to be complete, perfect, and eternal.
There was a holy hush all over as we walked into the room, as we felt thy consciousness. Oh, gloriously we were made brand new. There was a great and awesome presence and a light as bright as day. And as we sing and sing with the angels, we heard Spirit say, all rise, all rise. We stand and join in consciousness in the presence of the Holy Divine. All rise, all rise, as we celebrate the divine. All rise. All of you sweet angels, and your hearts were open wide. I felt the presence of Spirit, and my heart opened wide. We were singing hallelujah, happy to be alive, as we heard the angels say, thank God that we're alive. All rise, all rise, all rise. We are joined together in consciousness, recognizing the one. All rise, all rise. We join in holy consciousness as one. Recognizing the greatness of the I am, who is and was to be the Spirit of the I am. We all rise. We all rise. We stand in divine consciousness and recognize. All rise, all rise. We sing hallelujah, celebrating the divine. All rise, all rise. We stand in the divine, recognizing the great I am. All rise, all rise, rise, rise.
sounds of spirit. Wow. It's hard not to stand up after that one, right? All rise. Wow. And Reverend Lydia Joy, thank you for the beautiful prayer. And speaking of Reverend Lydia Joy, many of you know she's recently become a minister. And in the mail this week, it all becomes official because you got your official name tag. So we're having the holy, sacred bestowing of the name tag.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's all about the name tag, right? So there's a few of us brave souls that are doing a book study of try to forget it. Energy codes. Yeah, and I've been talking about it, and I'll just say it's kicking my butt. I don't know if I can say that here. The center is kicking my butt. And here's why. You know, we just opened the stuck energies within us, and so we could release them. But they're energies, old energies of old stories. So I, for one, I don't know about other folks in the class, but I've really been encountering old, worn-out stories that are somehow still in my psyche or my soul or whatever. And the idea is to be aware of the energy, to release it, and to call forth the higher energy. And it just kind of moves through us. And so I've been a little blown away at the power of these stories that I've just kind of had in me. You know, stories about my childhood, stories about my parents, stories about me when I was a kid, stories about other people, stories about God. All these things, you know, stories about what's going on in the world. How many of you have had a story about something or someone or yourself? No, let's do it this way. Who hasn't? That would be better. We carry them around. We carry stories, right? It's kind of the way our psychological makeup is. That something happens when we make a story about it and then we attach to it. And if we hold on to that long enough, it kind of becomes part of our persona. None of these stories have anything to do with our divine self. None of these stories have anything to do with our divine selves. There is one story about the divine self. And it's a universal story. And it's a story of Jesus, of Mother Mary, of Moses, of Arjuna talking to Krishna, of Muhammad, of Gandhi, of Mother Mary. Every person who has awakened to God's love goes through the story. And I think the story is, as I'm seeing it now, the journey is that we've got to lose those old stories that we've attached to so that we can open and find ourselves experiencing the true story, which is divine love, which is God's love rising up within us. There's one universal story moving through all humanity. And each one of us has a unique journey of that story, right? Because we're all individual, we're all unique. And Jesus had a unique version of this story. And Jesus' story, a lot like other spiritual teachers and leaders, and shows us a roadmap on how we too can awaken more deeply to our divine self. So, I want to tell the story. I'm going to tell it in two ways. I'm going to tell the story of this morning, and then I'm going to give the metaphysical meaning of the story. Early in the morning on the first day of the week, before light, there's a beginning. 3 women went to the tomb to anoint Jesus' body. 3, that number of transformation. This is a story of transformation. And it's women. It's that receptive part of us. It's that part of us that can take in and be receptive and open to that energy of awakening. And that part of us that goes to places, a tomb that is lifeless, that appears dead. And upon entering the tomb, the 3 women encounter a being of light. And this being says to them, "This tomb is empty. Jesus is not here. He is risen." And when we enter spaciousness, we encounter the divine who calls forth in us our own divine selves. This is the story of Easter morning, and it's our story. But the thing about this story, this is not the whole story. This is actually the conclusion of the story. To just look at this story robs us of the full meaning of the life of Jesus. It makes Jesus some demigod that we might find hard to relate to. This is actually the conclusion of a 3-part story. It's like 3 episodes. You watch something on Netflix, you say, oh, it's 3 episodes. But this has 3 episodes. Here's the first episode. There was a young Jewish man in an obscure time, in an obscure region, who deeply and profoundly experienced God's radical love. And it changed everything about him. It gave him a new understanding of who he was. It called him to be inclusive of all people, especially those who were rejected by society. And this awakening that he had empowered him to perform acts that were beyond the mind's ability to comprehend. And this awakening to divine love caused him to be present to whatever is without trying to control or change. And not to be defined, I think this is really cool, not to be defined by outside experiences, but to have an experience of himself from within. So that's the first episode of the story. Here's what I think the second episode is. It's his last week on earth, as I said last week. Jesus, this last week on earth, experienced abandonment, rejection, experienced betrayal, experienced deep, deep anxiety and grief, and he suffered. You know, and in this roadmap, I feel like he's showing us that the apparent rejections or betrayals in our lives, the apparent abandonments in our lives, the grief in our life, as somehow part of the process is necessary somehow for the awakening. He shows us that our own suffering becomes meaningful, and we have the ability to rise above it. It's almost like these experiences need to be integrated within us for that deep awakening to happen. It's like, for those of you who have taken it, it's like Jesus took the presence process, or he took, the energy codes, where he faced all of these inner stories, or all of these lower energies. This story of Jesus is also our story. It doesn't belong exclusively to Jesus. And it has huge, huge ramifications for us. This story says to us that you and I are capable of experiencing deep, radical, unconditional love. Whether we do it or not is another point. But we're capable of experiencing the same kind of love that Jesus and other people experience. A love that changes everything. A love that calls us to integrate our grief, our own rejections, our own abandonments, our own anxieties. A love, a radical love that radically calls us to include all the parts of ourselves, all the parts of ourselves. A love that calls us to include all people as part of the human family. But I think that there's another meaningful piece to this story, and I think it's the final message, and it's this. If you're caught up in grief or abandonment or anxiety or suffering, you're simply not in the final episode. You're somewhere in the process. Today tells us that the final episode is not our grief, our abandonment, our old stories. But the final episode points to the truth that there is within us a love, a divinity that seeks to be experienced by us. And that's the message of this morning. So I challenge you to include all those parts of yourselves, especially those parts that you'd rather not look at or that you're ashamed of or feel guilty. Include all of the parts of yourself to create a deep acceptance of who you are. And in that energy, I invite you to open to God's radical love, to unconditional love. And challenge you to see yourself simply on a process of evolving to a greater experience of love. And my final challenge of you is to include all people in an experience of warm, loving embrace. So I'm going to take us to a little process. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in. Shoulders back, your chin at a 90-degree angle. And just find rest right now in your seat. I'm going to ask your higher self this question. What parts of yourself do you need to bring home? Do you need to love? Do you need to accept? What stories have you had going on in your life that just are not true? Bring those parts home. Just leave those stories that aren't true. Breathe into your heart. Breathe into your heart. And observe a spaciousness, an emptiness. A place to be filled with light and love. Such a great Easter song, isn't that? So I was thinking this morning as we were setting up, the last 2 Easters we were in lockdown. And we were here, about 3 or 4 of us were just here in a studio. And we did Easter in that studio with just a camera and intense lights, and about 3 or 4 of us. And you either watched us from home or you didn't. So this is our first coming together. And so I feel like it's significant, this first coming together. And, I am proud to say I feel that our community was available and open and supported folks during our shutdown, that we were here for that, and we were here for you for that, and I'm proud of that, and I'm proud that those of you who continue to support us, you did that during the shutdown so that we could be here for a pretty, a different, almost tough kind of time. So I'm proud of us. Let's acknowledge ourselves. I'm proud of us for moving through it. And in a lot of ways, even today, in a lot of ways, we're still, moving back to like a new normal, right? Where things aren't really real normal yet, or maybe this is the new normal, not sure. But we're all kind of coming back to it. We invited people to come back for a Welcome Home Sunday, and we still have a lot of people online watching us, which is a great addition that happened through COVID, that people can do that. And we're still kind of bouncing back financially. So there was some loss that we experienced during COVID. We received 2 government loans, which we did not have to pay back. So that keeps us in good financial flow. It does. And we just want our contributions to stay consistent with our expenses. That's what we want, right? We want to so and I thank you for your support, and I ask you to keep supporting us. And those of you who don't support and come regularly, consider financially supporting us so that we can be around and do the great work that we're doing on this planet. So that's my conscious giving talk, this Easter conscious giving talk this morning. So thanks for all the ways that you give. Let's all place our hands over our hearts. Let's take a deep breath in. And let's in this moment hold and consider all the ways that we give out, all the ways we make a difference, all the ways we show up. Consider all the ways that we love. And just in this moment, just bless all our giving. We just bless right now. We acknowledge and bless all the ways that we give out. And so repeat after me. As I give out, I receive. As I receive, I give out. God happening as me. And so it is. Fire on fire. So let's do our announcements now about the brunch.
Yeah.
So we're doing a brunch. You're welcome to stay for a brunch. So we've got some instructions about that. If you're staying for the brunch, we're going to ask you to move outside in the front area and have some coffee or tea out there as we set up the room. And then when we've got the room set up, you simply come back in. How easy is that? Is that it? That's very easy. And if a few of you would stay in here, right, Bob, to help set up the room? Yeah, not a ton, but a few of you, because we've got some tables that we've got to put out and arrange the chairs. So just see if you're a person that's supposed to help set up in here or go out and have coffee and wait. Okay? Does that sound good? All right, let's stand. So one more time, I'm going to invite you to place your hands over your hearts. So even at home, please join us. I'm going to invite you to breathe right into your heart space. Feel your heart opening. So in this moment, right here, right now, open to love. Just feel your heart expanding, opening to love. Universal love, unconditional love, divine love. We just open to this experience now. We welcome it in, we acknowledge it, we lean into it, we feel it. We let this love flow out from us. All people everywhere. So let's know this together, as together we say. So it is. Amen.
All right, day by day. Day by day. Day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray. To see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more dearly, day by day. Day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray. To see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more dearly, day by day. Now, all of you have an opportunity to take your picture with the one and only Bunny, Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny will be taking pictures outside, so don't be shy. Don't be shy. This is your opportunity. Right? Come on, everybody. Let's lift our voices up with day by day. Day by day, day by day.
Day by day.
Day by day.
Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray. See thee more clearly. Love thee more dearly. Follow thee more dearly.
Day by day, day by day, by day, by day. Happy Easter, happy Passover. We'll see you in a little bit